Hello, YouTube, my friends. Guess I'm going to allow a little time for you to join me. See if I can sit here and make this point where I need it to point, which it doesn't want to do. And my hair is sinking into the soft earth, which doesn't help. Shoot. Oh, fiddle faddle. Okay, I gotta get up. This isn't working too well. I guess I'm standing. Hello everyone, Bandana Gramma here in my backyard. I want to give you a little tour of my garden now that things are growing, but my neighbors are on their back porch. So I'll chat for a little bit first to see if they go inside. So now you saw my title says I'm about to get ugly. Well, I'm going to tell you what happened. I was at the dermatologist this morning, and I've been getting little spots checked on me because melanoma runs in my family, and my dad and his twin sister both passed from melanoma. So we keep on top of those things. And I've had some spots frozen and no melanoma, so that's good. I do have one spot on my back that they have to excise because it is a basal cell carcinoma, but we're not worried about that. Basal cell, as long as they get it, you're okay. And on my face today, they froze here and right on the end, right on the end of my nose, and right here on the side. So they just look a little red right now, but in the next few days, those frozen sections are going to turn black and ugly. So that's what I meant when I said I'm about to get ugly, because I'm going to have these big black splotches, one right on the end of my nose where they froze these precancerous things on my skin. Again, nothing to worry about. It's precancerous. The freezing should take care of it. And the one on my back that is a basal cell, as long as they excise that promptly, that's also going to be okay too. But I just got to keep on top of those things. So today is the best I'm going to look for a few days. So I thought if I'm going to do a live stream or a garden catch-up, I better do it now before these spots they froze on my face turn black and scabby and ugly. So yeah, let's do it today where I just got some redness and it's not too bad. So welcome everybody. I guess even though my neighbors are right over there and they're going to see me and hear me, I'm going to show you my garden because it's coming along pretty nice. And I got a late start with it this year. So things aren't big, they're small. And I wish I'd brought my microphone out here. It's always my problem. I figured about my microphone. So hopefully you can hear me. And as I'm walking with the camera and showing you how the garden's growing, I'll try to speak close to where the microphone is on the camera. So here we go. I'll pick you up. Now, first of all, let me turn the camera around. My daughter Heidi brought me some plants. She works at a gardening center. And all these basil plants were in two little pots, crammed all in together. So I separated them out and I've replanted them into more pots. There's still some over on the other side of the yard yet. And they're doing really well now. So got 1, 2, and 3 in each pot, depending on the size of the pot. So that's basil, and I'm going to be sharing some of that with my neighbors on my local website, because I certainly don't need all those basil plants. But I'm happy to share. My greenhouse is doing okay. I took a lot of the things I had started in here out. There's a few more that are baby yet that I'll just leave in for a little while. But I've already planted some. My daughter Heidi is still bringing me some other seedlings that we're going to plant, like more tomatoes and peppers. Now this is my cherry tree, and here's the baby cherries starting. If you can see the little green cherries. Yeah, that's a Mount Morency cherry. And in the back here, I have raspberries. And you can see they're starting to make buds on them for raspberries. There's a bunch of them out here. This is my Granny Smith apple. And it's the first year it's shown me any sign of getting apples. Let's see if I can get the camera near some. All right, here's one here. See? So this one might give me a few apples this year. It's a small Granny Smith. But yeah, it's the first year it's done anything. This bubble gum plum, as I mentioned before, had lots of flowers, no fruit. We're going to walk over here past my peach tree, which is loaded with fruit. It's already started its June fruit drop, which I need to thin out the fruit on it because it certainly can't support all the little peaches that are growing on it. But it naturally does a June fruit drop. And there's already probably at least 50 of them on the ground. So I'm going to wait until it does its thing with its natural fruit drop. And then depending on how many are left, I may thin it out some more. But that's doing well. Now, over here, this is salsify, or salsify, this plant. And the root of this plant tastes like oysters. It's called poor man's oyster plant. And back in colonial times, they made dishes in the taverns and such, a poor man's oyster. And I may try that one day yet, dig up the roots and see how they work, how they taste. This is my old greenhouse, and I'm going to grow tomato plants up it. In here, I've got some different squash started. You can see them growing up here. I got 6 or 8 planted in there. A few tomatoes started and peppers over here and over there. So they're coming. Little, but they're coming. The lettuce I planted in a grocery container is doing well. I'll be transplanting that pretty soon. It's a mix of lettuce. Over here, under these hoops, I have bok choy and collards and cabbages. Looks like something was digging in there. I have beets. I have Swiss chard. A lot of different plants coming up. These were all seedlings my daughter Heidi brought me. Actually, her store was throwing them out. They weren't looking their best, so we took off the dead leaves and nursed them back to health, and I think they're going to do fine. And here I put in seeds of similar plants. They're not up yet. And because it's getting warmer, I'm not sure if those cool weather plants will come up very well. Here we got butternut squash, which will grow up over this hoop. And I have lots of cucumbers started in here. Hoping to make some pickles this year. Over here I've got some zucchini started. There's eggplant in there. And there is over 150 onion sets. I'll try and get close so you can see because they're babies. See, they're just coming up, these onions. I got red and yellow and white onions in here. And there's like 150 of them planted in there. Just babies yet. And I've got green beans and yellow wax beans coming up here. Strawberries are turning red. I've already eaten a few in this tiny strawberry patch I have here. And I got some itty bitty baby tomatoes in here that I started and I placed over here so they'd be in the sun. And here's my poison ivy. Everywhere, poison ivy. I'm going to be tackling that probably this week. So you can pray for me because I get it something fierce. And I'm gonna try and get me one of those paper painting outfits that you zip on over your clothes. See if I can get one of those, zip it on, cover my hands, face, legs, and trim them way back and paint the ends with this poison that my daughter Heidi got for me, which I don't have to spray. I never used it before because I didn't want to spray anything near my garden. But this, you just paint it on the cut stem and it's supposed to kill it right back to the root. And if that works, that is the one concession I'll make to using a poison around my garden, because I don't have to worry about spraying. So there's my garden there. Now my circular garden I've shown you before is now blooming. You can see my Gerber daisies are blooming. These are going to be gorgeous lilies. What do you call them? Stargazer lily. Look at it. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 buds on that, and those things are huge when they bloom, and they're beautiful. So here you can see my stargazer lilies and my Gerber daisies, as promised, growing and blooming. This tree here is my Gala apple, and it's getting apples. This is my Gala apple all here. And my apricot definitely has apricots coming. They also are having a bit of a fruit drop, so we're hoping enough hang on that I get some apricots. More stargazers. Next week these will be out and they'll be gorgeous. These are more daisies, or Gerber daisies that haven't blossomed yet. All around my circular garden. So my front garden is doing well too. I don't think I'll show you that today. I'll save that for another day. All back here, this is mostly wild violets and a whole bunch of comfrey, which I hope to use to make some medicinal salves. And then we'll have to trim back a lot of the bush out here. And I'm going to put up a bean teepee pole, like a teepee to grow beans up, and I think Jeffrey will enjoy playing under that. So that's what I'm doing in this wild corner of my garden back here. So I was going to sit in that chair, but the ground's so soft, if I sit in it, it just wants to sink in the ground. So I'm going to come over here, and I'll just have to be where my neighbors can see me. And check your comments. All right, let's turn this camera around. There we go. So, all right, let's see. There are 5 people here with 3 thumbs up. Thank you for the thumbs up. If you're new here, hi, I'm Bandana Gramma. And welcome to my little homestead here in suburbia. I do videos on, I do shopping hauls, I do a lot of outside gardening videos, cooking videos, knitting, crocheting, that type of thing. And you're very welcome here. Now, let me check your comments. I got to get up close and personal in order to do that. So, we'll see who all is here. And if you just came in, I mentioned that I had a dermatology appointment this morning, and I titled this, I'm About to Get Ugly, because I had several precancerous places frozen on my face, and they are going to get big scabs on them in the next few days. So I thought, if I'm going to do a video, I better do it today while it's just little red spots instead of big ugly scabs. So that's why I titled it that. Okay, Merle, hello. Ellie, hello. Hello, Grace from North Carolina. Everyone got a late start. Yeah, I've heard that. A lot of people saying they got a late start. Oregon, sunny day, and I'm going to buy some plants. When we woke up today and opened up the back door and stepped out. It was so beautiful because the humidity was gone. We had been in the 90s, oppressively humid here, and today it was low temperatures and no humidity. Ooh, what a difference. It was so nice. And today is also my daughter Heidi's birthday. That's Jeffrey's mommy. And we all went downtown Annapolis for breakfast together. 6 of us went. And we had a lovely breakfast down there. And some really special good news is Jeffrey's going to be a big brother in November. So that's a big surprise. We weren't sure that was going to happen because Jeffrey was very difficult to obtain. And she is going to have another baby now in November. So we're so happy. All right, Laura. Hello, Laura. So glad you're here. Margaret, glad I popped in time. I'm glad you're here too, Margaret. Uh, you are beautiful with scabs and I. Laura always tells me I'm beautiful. She is so sweet. So thank you, Laura. You're very kind. Okay. Yes, congrats. We're very, very excited that this will be grandchild number 9 for us. 6 homegrown. It'll be 7 homegrown, and then 2 gifted by marriage for our grandkids. We have 2 grandkids that are graduating this year. And so we got those celebrations going on, high school graduations. So that's exciting. Okay. All right, I'm not going to keep you long. I just wanted to pop on and say hello because it's been a little while. I keep promising you I'm going to do a cooking video, and it hasn't happened yet, but maybe this week. Maybe I'd like that to happen. Get in there and do a cooking video. So I'm happy with how my garden's coming along. The plants are small yet, but they're coming. I've stayed on top of spraying my trees. Hopefully they'll keep the different fungus and disease away. One of them, the peach tree had a brown rot last year, and I didn't get any peaches because of that. So I'm trying to prevent that from happening. And I got to stay on top of my cabbages and squash too, because squash borers are horrible here, and I need to keep them at bay. And cucumber beetles and things like that. Yeah, we fight them all here. So I'm going to stay on top of those with my organic sprays that my daughter Heidi is able to get for me from her gardening firm that she works for. So thank you all for coming by. And if you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing and definitely hit that like button. That helps me a lot with my channel. Thanks for coming by. Love to you all. God bless.